my sleeves on.
Yes.
So
I
I don't.
have the disposable sleeves.
Oh, do you? These are more comfortable for me.
Yeah.
We'll give it a few minutes to let everyone start to join. Let us know when people come on in. Whew. This was a race, huh?
Yes.
So those who are going to watch this back later, Iliana just barely arrived.
I just arrived.
Just arrived. Just arrived. Let us know when people join. Nobody yet? Oh my goodness. Come on, it's 3 o'clock, people. We have one? All right. Who's our first joiner? Oh, it doesn't say their name. User number 1234. You can talk, it's okay.
Savage Patriot.
Oh,
Hello.
Corey.
Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
We're gonna let some people join, and then
Then
we'll
we're
get
gonna
started.
start
Yes.
the fun part.
I'm gonna grab some alcohol real quick.
Yeah. Clear?
Yeah. Oh, not that guy. You don't want to drink this guy.
Hi guys, welcome.
Welcome,
Hello,
welcome.
Brian.
Hello, Brian.
Hi Steve. Steve says hi Iliana. Hi
Hi.
Staci.
Hi.
Bruce Anderson says what's up guys.
Hey, Bruce.
Amber
Welcome.
White, hello.
Do you like to wet your makeup powders too beforehand?
I don't use it too much, Micah.
Oh, really? Well, you will today. So all I did is I just use a little bit of clear alcohol just to wet it, to kind of make it a little easier to mix, just a tiny,
Yes.
tiny bit. But
It's nice.
Savage Patriot is coming out with this new chemical that will allow you to fracture your stuff as well as, you know, do what I just did, but apparently it has no scent, right? And so it doesn't smell like anything. It's non-toxic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not an alcohol, it's something else, but
So
it'll,
we're not gonna be happy.
yeah, no, unless you want to drink it, but I don't think you want to drink that.
Alan Chambers says hello from
Hey,
Utah.
Alan, how's it
Creative
going?
Surfaces and Designs.
Welcome, Joey, Amy, Derek, Rio.
Woohoo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just letting everyone join. Give it a few minutes. Let everyone figure out that, get the alert, their reminder on their phones.
Sylvia Holberg says howdy.
Hey, Sylvia. So you guys, poor Iliana, she drove from 10 a.m. in LA all the way out here, and it's 3 o'clock. So LA
One
traffic.
little stop. One little stop.
One little stop, but even 11 o'clock till 3, that is a
Yeah.
long time. Lots of traffic. So
Oh yeah.
Friday.
LA traffic.
Mhm. the goal was for Iliana to get here early enough, and I have all these sample boards set up where she was going to get to play with the material before we go live, and none of that happened. So she is a new user, just like all of you will be, and that way she can show you just how easy it is, you know, as a newbie. I was like, we got the spotlight going on. There we go. All right. I got some more people jumping in.
Awesome here. Glad to be here to see some pros do some work. Says
Yes.
Alan.
Thank you.
Steve Hellion says I look forward to the class tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Tell me about your class while we wait.
So my class this weekend is actually tomorrow and Sunday, 10 to 4. It's in 20 minutes from LA airport.
Mm-hmm.
Carlson.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. Oh, in Carson.
Carson.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
It's a very nice
I went to
area.
college over there.
Yeah, we went today to set up the place and it's so nice and so beautiful.
Oh.
So I can't wait to see you guys up there.
Awesome. So
It's
for
fun.
those who don't know that you do classes, like back home in Chicago, like what kind of classes, what do you teach?
I do once a month classes and it's for beginners and it's for advanced people. So I do
Everything.
all the, yes. I do the hand painting design as well. So it's
Which
very
is
exciting.
the best.
Such as the best. And I always tell the people, oh, it's so easy. And when they started, I said, girl, it's not
Not that easy. No.
But it's very enjoyable, yes. And it's very, okay, it's easy in some point and it's not easy in the other point. Because when I start showing the people, for me, I feel it very easy. When they started, it says, no, just show me more. Sometimes I hold people's hand to show them the veining.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. That's
It's
why I
not that
cannot
easy.
do it online. A lot of people ask why I don't do the classes online. No, you need to be next to me. We need to do it. My classes,
Yeah.
not in LA, but Chicago, are only 6 people.
So
I
you
don't
can
take-
give them all
yes.
attention. Yeah.
I go to one after another,
Yeah.
to this one, and it's fun.
She showed me 3
Yeah.
years ago how she does her stuff.
The veining.
And the veining. And I'm like, it is not as easy as it, oh, you just roll it? I'm like, it doesn't just roll. Show me. And the way that you hold your brush
Yes.
and the movement of your hands, you know, it's like a little
Yes.
bit of magic on the board. So
Yes, the way you hold your brush is very important.
yeah.
The way you use the spray is very important. The marble sprays, the dirty, everything is like step by steps, and
Yeah.
it's
So I think you're gonna love this product
Yeah.
because it's literally the beginner can do this without struggling.
yes.
It just flows and it melds and it moves so easy. You've never used it and you're gonna be able to go, oh, maybe I don't need to use a paintbrush,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's non-yellowing. So what we're gonna do today, we are going to demo the brand new PolyKote Countertop Hybrid Coating. We have it here. I'm gonna bring it up on the board. Okay. It is a non-yellowing coating. So those of you who have used epoxy before, you know that it looks beautiful for quite some time, but the yellowing happens sooner than later. Some people call it ambering, some people call it yellowing. I just call it color change, right? It's not the color you made it. Yes. And it is frustrating because we want these vibrant white colors or light colors to stay that way. And unfortunately, they're just not doing that, or they're not lasting as long as we had hoped. So thankfully, Savage Patriot came out with this product. And luckily, I got to test a lot of the versions to get it to this point. So that way it would hold the design. Anyone who has used a product similar to a polyaspartic, now this is not just a regular polyaspartic, it's a hybrid. So it has other things in there to make it do what it's gonna do. It holds the design and I don't have to tape my edges and it's not gonna drip a ton. So it's just gonna flow nice and easy and I don't have to worry about that color changing.
This is what we needed.
I know, I've been waiting
It's gonna
forever.
be a game changer.
Absolutely. And the working time's about 40 to 45 minutes. So
Perfect.
that's not a huge rush. I'm used to sometimes longer. So I might have to, speed my butt up because I'll work it till, forever. But I'm able to get things, through just fine. So we're going to do 2 different samples for you today. And we're then going to demonstrate the hybrid top coat as well and show you how that rolls out. I put some on some sample boards today. And let me tell you, I tried to mess it up. I tried on purpose. I tried to get lap lines and I couldn't. And I rolled it, if you've ever done top coat, you got to hurry.
Yes.
And you roll it once and you better walk away. And if you see an issue down that you passed over here, it's a no-no. You don't touch it. I was able to go back and keep rolling it just to see what would happen.
Beautiful.
And it looks really great. So I can't touch them yet. They're still sticky because the material just got here yesterday.
Yeah.
So for those of you online, I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. You can ask me, you can ask Iliana questions about what she does as well. And then Savage Patriot, Corey from Savage Patriot and his team are on both our Facebook and our YouTube. They're there to answer questions as well. So if you have any technical questions, I'll try to answer, but he's there typing away too. So join us and shout it out. Tell us where you're watching from.
KCDC Designs says hello.
Hey
Hi.
Keith, how's it going? This is 5 square feet, and so let me talk to you about how much to use. Unlike an exotic pour that you usually see me do, that's usually at 8 ounces a square foot if I use epoxy. You're gonna need less for this. So that's a savings for you and your customers if you're doing this professionally. So you don't wanna go any higher than 5 ounces per square foot. You'll technically need less. But I'm gonna go ahead on this board and do 5 ounces per square foot, and on the next one do 4, so you can see the difference between the two. Okay, this is a 1-to-1, so I'm gonna do 25 ounces here. So it's gonna be kind of a guess for 25, right? Let's go to 24 ounces just to make it easy. So I'm starting with my B. The design we're gonna do is a gray and a white design, since that seems to be so popular right now, and something that I have recently stopped offering because of the color issues. if you need any paper towels, put it on here, okay? All right. And we'll get our A. And you can tell just by me pouring it, right? It's much thinner.
Thinner, yeah.
So it's gonna flow really easy. And though I was worried about that at first because I've used thinner materials and hated them. Because
The
it
floor
just,
epoxy?
well, different epoxies that are really thin that when you start to use it, the design just falls off. It doesn't
You
hold.
can see the same you started.
Exactly. So let's see here. We've
want me
got
to mix it?
311. Sure, go for it. Hey Siri, set a 2-minute timer. What would we do without technology?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
of
using
course.
my Alexa and my everything to set timers.
Yeah.
So you can
Look
see
how
it's real
Yes,
Mhm.
very
easy to use.
super.
And we'll get our colors ready. So what I'm using here, I've got white metallic, I've got alloy, and this is going to be the white Alumilite dye. We have a whole different product selection when we get to the next board, but this will give you a good idea. I'm just gonna move this out the way.
Linda White asks, did you heat it?
No. Keep in mind, I'm in California. I really don't need to heat it.
It's a 65, 70.
Yeah, it's not very cold. But even when it's cold in my shop, I never heat my epoxy when I use epoxy because I just don't feel the need to. Here's the really cool thing about this. You don't have to torch it. No torching.
So I
There's
should
no-
go return my torch.
I know.
Just about to.
Right? No torching. The bubbles, and you can torch it if you want, but you don't need to. You'll start to see all these little bubbles kind of just pop
Disappearing.
themselves.
Yeah.
It self-levels completely on its own. I don't have to
Yes.
warm it up. I don't have to move it, and I don't have to tape. So with that 40 to 45 minute working time, it's going to flow over the edges just fine. And I have enough time to create the design I want to create.
Beautiful. For this lady who asked for warming up, because I'm from Chicago, it's always cold. My epoxy is in the car. I need to warm up before I start it. One way, it's a microwave. I'm not that fan of it. Second way, it's blanket, electric blanket. You just
Oh,
plug
good
it in,
idea.
cover them, let it stay until I do the preparation and everything else, and it works perfect.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
So Corey, you're on with Savage Patriot. So tell me, you guys are up north in California when it is colder. What do you guys do? You know, a lot of people use your material. Just so you know, anyone who's watching, we do countertops and floors, and we use Savage Patriot for the majority of our flooring as well, for all of our flake floors. Your timer is up. You are free. And so we've had some cold days here and we haven't had to warm the material, but we find that we mix it a little longer when it's cold. So let's put on here, because I want the majority is going to be white.
So just
So
a little
let's
bit.
see, I'm going to do at least, yeah, let's just do a little bit of that.
Half of it.
Yeah, about half of the cup. Maybe a little more, since we have quite a bit. And then about halfway in the alloy.
This beautiful.
Maybe a little more of that. Let's see. All right. That leaves us with about 16 ounces. I'm just going to use that for my white. I might actually give you, a little more. Just a tad into each of these cups. Just so I have almost equal. I'll give this white metallic a little more. Okay. So I have 14 ounces here of the Alumilite. Don't need much to tint it. I like to start with less colorant first, just to see what it looks like, and then add if I want more. So I want this a little bit more opaque. So something else, Savage Patriot will be coming out with their own colorant line.
Very nice.
So there'll be their own micas and dyes. On the next board, we're actually going to use one of their base tints that we use on the flooring and show how that works. So you can see this is super fluid, guys, like water.
Water.
Looks pretty good. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna lay this out like I typically do my geode style pours, okay? And show that we can make this look like an exotic pour, but just a different style and different way.
Yeah.
So right now we're 3:15, right? So we know we have 45 minutes. We're not gonna need that long on this board. But let's pour this out in a couple different ways. Hopefully you guys can see that. We'll get that over the edge there. So when I do geodes or geode style counters, I like to create shapes. So I pour it like so, without having to use any brushes,
Yeah.
since that's not my thing. I did one counter after you left that time with brushes, and I was like, wow,
That's it.
actually, that's, yeah, one. Mm-hmm.
The next one will
About
be
as far as I got. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna leave a little bit of
Little
that
white
white there, just a tad. And then I follow my white with my silver, my alloy. This is one of my favorite colors. I love the way it looks when it blends. It's just gorgeous. So I'm gonna follow this around.
Do you guys have a preference of hand mixing or like a paddle mixer?
If it's a big quantity, I'll use a paddle. But you can
And
see
the
how
slow.
fluid it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really didn't need
on
that.
the slow speed.
Yeah, on the slow speed, because you don't want to incorporate bubbles.
Or spill the bucket on your clothes.
You must have watched Travis's video. Did you watch her?
I haven't kind of experience with this just recently.
Oh no,
yeah.
really?
Yes.
Hold your buckets. Hold
And
your
actually the
buckets.
epoxy was kind of cold,
Oh, really?
and I tried to mix it, and I was holding with my feet. I tried to mix it, and
You're holding with your feet. Well, that's what I do on the flooring. Yeah, so I can see that.
kind of spilled on my clothes.
So they were hard as a rock after. Did you wipe down with a baby wipe or something?
Not right away, so I have kind of red skin after.
Oh no.
Because I was in a hurry to finish what I was doing. So
Uh-huh.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Change your clothes if you something like this happens.
Exactly. I'm just gonna take a little of this leftover, just add it in, just to fill in the holes, right? I want a little more of this white metallic through here. So I love what the white dye and the white metallic looks like
Exactly.
together. You said you did veins like that,
did
right?
the veins like this was amazing. On the floor, sample epoxy.
Really?
Amazing.
All right, so we're just getting this to kind of start flowing. As you can see, I'm in no hurry, right? I have time to think about the design and what I want it to do. So I'm able to work it however it needs to. All right, so now that we have the material out, we'll use our fingers to just work the edges first. So if you want to help me there, Iliana, and get the edges coated. Let me move those out the way.
Hi Jimbo, hi Linda, hi Mustafa, hi Steve, hi Chad, hi Nils, or Stacy, sorry. Hi Rhonda, welcome.
Hey everyone. Is that Rhonda Draculis on there?
It is not.
Oh, different Rhonda.
Hi everyone.
I know Rhonda has a class today, so she was going to try to join if it worked out, but man, I wish you guys could see this up close, but when we get close, when we finish, it's
Yeah.
like trying to sell already. Just me pushing the colors together. Here, I'll come in the front and I'm gonna
Yes.
work the edge there. So I'm taking just what's dripping, right, and creating my edge, just so that way it starts to flow.
Beautiful.
Can you see this selling that it's creating already? Like, I haven't even touched it yet. That part I love, because I'm like, if I don't have to work too hard on it, you know, that's fantastic.
It's coming down like so smooth, like butter.
Like butter, I know. And just kind of work all those spots. Okay, so I think we're pretty covered. I'm sure we might have to touch something. So what I like to do, you know, you'll get to practice more on here, right? What you could do with a stick.
Yes.
So if we were to take a stick, if you guys can see on the camera, that I can push my stick through here, just like I can epoxy, right? I can move that and create a line, and it's gonna hold. It stays that way. I can use a heat gun. I can use a torch. But what I do on my floors is I use a roller. So I'm going to just prime my roller on the drip so it's not a dry roller. Okay, find some of the different colors. So this is similar to what you do with your paint.
Yes.
You know, priming it and getting it all. That's what I remember. Now watch how easy this is, you guys. How fast. Imagine if this was a really big counter, right? That only took us what? 5 minutes
Yeah.
to put out? 5 minutes? So when you push this through, there's a couple ways to go about it. You can roll it this way so it rolls. What I like to do is turn it sideways. I want to push the material.
And take it a little bit.
Can you see that close enough on the screen there? I am pushing it over. Now I'm not pushing really hard because I don't want to get it too far down into my substrate, but I'm going to follow my pattern and push it
It's
through.
gonna look like dirty board. Actually, it's much better.
Right. You took the words out of my mouth, girl.
Because the cells are start coming
You see them right there?
here.
Uh-huh.
And here.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna push this through. Now, the more you move it, right, the more busy it gets. But let's say if you wanted just like a
Less.
Carrera marble type, right? You could just take your hand, right? So let's do that a little here. You could just put your hand straight through it and just gently put those colors in. And look at that, there's your Carrera marble.
Beautiful.
And you see, it's like fighting each other. And this is using a dye, a mica, right? 2 different micas. And so it allows it to fight itself just like a normal pour. You could take some sticks, create your cool little veins right there. I'm gonna come around here and push this together.
How long can you leave the PolyKote in the cups?
So I haven't tested the length of how long, but it does last longer in the cup than on the surface. So unlike epoxy where it's the opposite. You want to set it up and get it out of your bucket because the exothermic reaction starts, kicking it off. That's not an issue here. You can kind of, if you had a big surface, you could slowly mix your colors up, put what you need, do the next one, right? I would leave it in my cup longer as you're doing it than getting it on the surface. Well, here I'm gonna follow it around like I normally would.
And your design, it's fine. It's just enough.
It's just enough, right?
Just enough, yes.
So I've got curves and dimension.
8
Now,
minutes.
10 minutes. Time!
8.
Time!
So this might be more of a question for Savage Patriot, but when you apply the top coat, how do you apply it?
I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna show you, absolutely. Now, you guys have seen me do a lot with my drips, right? You can do the same thing with your drips here. You just gotta give a little time to set up. So again, you have 45-minute time. Now here's what you gotta remember. When you're working with epoxy, right? You go and you're like, all right, I gotta make sure I set a timer for like 4.5, 5 hours. I gotta come wipe my drips. Here, you're gonna have maybe an hour or so. Wait, did you flip around? Are you checking yourself out? It's okay, technical difficulties, it's all right.
Okay, I got it.
This doesn't drip for as long, so you can manage it in about an hour or so.
there you go.
Oh, sorry, just hold on to it, yeah,
We're gonna hold it.
there you go.
All right.
You can
If
take,
you can come here, it's amazing.
oh yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. So I'm gonna drop
You see
it.
how
see
this is
that?
darker here, lighter?
Uh-huh.
It's like 3D from now.
Yeah.
I can see like big depth here.
Mm-hmm. I can take some of the drips on my stick if I wanted,
And just
Right.
add it.
and just add it if I wanted to break up a color, right? Just follow it through. You know how you do all those dainty little veins? Check that out.
Beautiful.
And it's gonna create a lot of what you already do, how
Yeah.
it starts to separate, but over
Yes.
here, it's holding together, You could take a heat gun and open that up a little bit if you wanted, but I haven't had to yet. The fact that it does it for me, I mean, look at these cells, you guys, like, I'm sorry, I get excited about these things.
And because
the
of
selling is just insane.
because the color is metallic and
Mm-hmm.
it makes totally different. If you use different colors who's not metallic, it's not gonna have this effect.
Well, and I did it with paste, and it did the same.
Paste.
So over
Is
there,
it metallic paste
when we
or
do
is-
the next one,
gonna use-
we're not gonna use, I have one mica that's a teal, the rest is no micas. You're gonna see what it does, even without micas. Because she's right, normally mica powders are
Mica
what make, it fights it, but you're not gonna need to do that. So you can continue to play with it. Go ahead, add something, girlfriend, like whatever you wanna do.
Travis says I'm on the Wi-Fi and watching, babe.
Oh, hey babe, did you catch me any boar yet? So Travis is out boar hunting in Texas, so he asked me to go live like all the time. Hey, you wanna go live? Hey, you wanna go live? I always tell him no.
And now?
and now when he's out of town, I go live, so. So I'm gonna come around front, check these edges out. So you can see like here, I missed a spot. I can grab a little bit, let it drizzle down.
Linda asks, can you use pastes?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And we're going to do that on the next board, right next to where we're at. We're going to use paste. We will only use one mica powder as part of a vein, but the rest we will use paste and spray paint. Yeah. We will use spray paint on our stick and
The next one.
the next one. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we don't have Zoom, so if you guys want a close-up, just let us know. And
Yeah.
we'll go in on the camera.
Isn't that weird that it doesn't let you zoom on a live, but
Dali is wondering if you've done a dirty pour with it yet.
okay, so good question. Yes, I have, and it's not fantastic because you can only use 5 ounces, right? No more than 5 ounces a square foot. And you typically, right, on my epoxy versions, I'm using 8 ounces per square foot. But if you look at this, I don't need a dirty pour. I don't need to go there. This is a dirty pour without doing a dirty pour. So one, I used less material. I created all of the same type of effects that I normally would create. Anyone looking at this would have been like, oh, that's a dirty pour, right? I mean, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a dirty pour. This was all done in a few minutes. A dirty pour would have taken me a lot longer. Now, the reason why it's not just about the 5 ounces per square foot, it's the fact that because it's thin, when you layer the colors in your cup, it just blends too fast, right? It doesn't like, well, you know what, when you do an exotic pour, the layers kind of stay in your cup and you can kind of see it in your bucket. This kind of just encapsulates it and continues to flow. I will grab one of my boards that I did do an exotic pour with
See that.
to show you. So give me 1 second. I'll go grab that. You can keep playing for a moment.
It's nice. I think you can add colors on this one, like, because here it's gray, white and gray. If you do any warm colors, because this is the cold colors, something like reddish, orange, brownish, you can also add very little line.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I have brown ones out there that I've done
Yes.
with it. So I'll come closer so y'all can see on the cameras. Tell me if this is this in the shop?
Yes.
So this is an exotic pour board done with this material. And you can see that it kind of held, but it's not, y'all know my exotic pours, right? It is not my caliber. But other people would say, well, there's nothing wrong with that board. Travis loves this board. I think it's just okay. It didn't hold the pattern and separation the way that I like. I did use some spray paint after. I used alcohol to see what it would do. That's the whole point of sample boards, right? Test it out, see if it'll work. So I was not a fan of the exotic pour. I like this much better
Yeah.
because
And
I
it's
didn't
easier.
have, it's easier. And I didn't need as much material. Now check out what's on the table. Hardly any waste.
Yes. And no bubbles.
No bubbles. I haven't torched this. You guys
I just
notice that?
watched it on purpose. No bubbles.
No bubbles, and it's self-leveling. So it's all completely leveling itself out. So what does that mean? One, you don't have to worry about burning your surface, right? Or heating it up. Two, as it self-levels, if it looks good tomorrow, right?
We'll see.
You don't have to do a flood coat, okay? It locks in the colors, then you go in right with the top coat. I am a fan of flood coats because I feel like it gives dimension. I know you love dimension too.
Yes.
So, but some people ask that question, do I have to use a flood coat? No, you don't have to. Is it recommended? I like it. I think it's one more layer of protection on top and
Of the
then
paint, yeah.
you know, on as well as dimension, because I just think it adds a little something, something. But if you're doing like a desk or something and it's not going to get high usage, then
Yes,
then
okay.
skip that step and you're okay. But tomorrow you would sand it just like you would normally with epoxy. You're sand it with 220, clean it with your alcohol, and go ahead and do your clear coat. It will be ready to go 24 hours from now. Okay. This is the slower cure. So there are different cures on his material where if it's too fast, you're gonna run out of time,
Yes.
right?
And it's if you work in the bigger area.
Mm-hmm. 20 minutes. So some people are like, can I touch it in 3-4 hours? Well, no.
Try not.
You try not to. It might be tacky by then, but treat it just like you would epoxy. Give it a little bit of time and then, you know, go from there. You guys are having too much fun over there.
We got some questions for you guys.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Hi Rio, welcome. Can't wait to see you at the class tomorrow. He asks, is this epoxy?
No, it is not epoxy. So this is PolyKote hybrid coating. So what that is, it's a version of a polyaspartic. It's not just a regular polyaspartic. And like we've talked about at the beginning of the live, I've used other polyaspartics and the design completely falls off. It's just so watery. It just creates like kind of a mushy, soft design. This is a hybrid coating, so it has other things in it that allows it to hold this design the way it did. Tell me, like, it has a slight odor, but is it
Very
overwhelming?
little. I can't even feel it.
Yeah.
I thought first it's from the alcohol we used before. No.
Yeah, so it's very low. A
Yes.
typical polyaspartic, I gotta wear a mask.
Yes.
Now, I still recommend wearing PPE, right? Cover yourself, give yourself coverage. It's a little hard to do a live with the mask on, so we're just
Yes.
gonna, you know.
And I think the design stopped moving so
It's-
far.
it's-
But I try to, you know, see
Yeah.
the veining if it's still blending. But I
Now,
think
what you
it's,
can't see in the light, and we'll have them come around the camera at the end.
no bubbles.
No bubbles. And do you see, Iliana, if you come down low, do you
Yeah.
see how it's created its own little like
Yes.
micro veins?
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yes.
And-
And they're darker too.
It's just like a weird little faint line on there, and
Yes.
it's just
It's so beautiful.
effortless, right?
Yes.
And what it's created here with the different cells, the fracturing itself, I mean, that looks like natural stone to me.
Mhm.
You know, I would say if we didn't put the metallic white and we just stuck with regular white and gray, you know,
It's
because
not gonna be the same.
it won't be the same, but it would be even more natural, you know? So there's so many things you can do to it. It's just crazy.
Yes.
Could you guys show the product for us again?
Yes, ma'am. So here is what we are using. This is what it looks like. It is a 2-gallon kit. Now, I have a special for you all on the live. Okay? You ready for it? Who likes to save money?
I do. Everyone.
Everyone. So just until Monday at 11:30 p.m., if you go to Savage Patriot Polymers.com, Corey put in your website in the chat, and type in promo code live promo 10, you'll get 10% off your order. There's no minimum. You don't have to be a first-time customer. So if you've already ordered from them, that's okay. Live promo 10 will get you 10% off your order. So you're going to want to take advantage of that this weekend through Monday at 11:30. Okay. He has not just these products, but the top coat that we're going to demonstrate as well as an entire line of flooring epoxy. So if
Beautiful.
you're in that, you know, line of work
You
as
have
well.
a big project. That's the time.
I know, 10%. I'll take it. Absolutely. So continue with the questions. We are going to pan over to the next board and show you the next type of design so you can see how versatile it is. Let me grab some more gloves while we set up. So Iliana,
Yes.
first time using it. What's your first experience or
I love
impression?
it. I love it because there is no bubbles. Very easy to use, very fast to do your design. You don't need to stay like me hours create something. Yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I knew you would.
We're gonna use it.
Right. Do you find that the pigments work in the same way as the other epoxy pieces that you've used?
100%. And we're going to show it to you right now. So
Yeah.
on this piece,
I like it better.
yeah,
Also, if needed, can you move the material with a heat gun
Mhm.
easily? If needed?
absolutely. I did some sample boards already previously with heat guns. I was able to move everything around. I actually didn't need to use it, but yes, you can. I was able to get a wood grain to hold. I mean, that's huge to be able to get really, really fine lines to hold. So I was able to do a wood grain. I did the exotic pour. I did this type of pour. I tried a beach. Now, let me tell you, I'm still working on the beach. So I was able to get my water and my sand, and the waves weren't quite working, and that was the version prior to this.
Okay.
So I'm dying to try it. Just stay tuned, follow me for more, and I will show you if I can get the beach waves.
Yes.
Because that's the biggest hurdle for me. People love my beach counters, but the white waves don't stay white, right?
Yes.
So if I can achieve it with this,
That's it. Game over.
game over, I know. Okay, so what
How
we're gonna
many
do
we needed
here,
Again?
we did 24 on this, and so why don't we just do 24 again? Yeah?
All right.
So you wanna do the B and the A on that, and then I will get,
Hi, Lisa. So yes, we do have some experience over here with this. I'm gonna let Iliana answer. I've started using epoxy and I have swelling and redness on my face, eyelids, earlobes. Have you heard of anyone having allergic reactions to epoxy? Does this cause allergic reactions? Oh, both of you. Oh no. Yeah, look at that
I don't know
PPE they
this
have going
one,
on.
but epoxy, once I start working, even I have something similar in my shop. If epoxy goes to my skin, no matter where, my arm get red, and now they started. That's it. They're itchy for one day, tomorrow it's fine.
yeah. So I will answer that too. Most people know my story. I was working with epoxy for about 1.5 years or so. We had opened our shop, and I found out I was allergic because I broke out everywhere. I didn't get epoxy on me everywhere, right? I had my legs covered, but I used to pour in shorts and flip-flops. I didn't take a lot of precaution. I also used to get epoxy off my hands using alcohol. That's the worst thing in the world you can do because it opens up your pores and it gets right in your bloodstream and makes it worse. So don't do that. Baby wipes, baby wipes, baby wipes. So that was cute.
No one see this.
No one saw that, yeah. The man behind the curtain, right? When my husband one day, he woke up and I was in the bathtub crying and scratching my legs because I was a rash so bad. So this will cause it as well. Anything that's resin based. If you have a resin allergy, yes. So if you're breaking out and it's touching you, then you know it's a topical issue versus a respiratory issue. Yeah. For me, it doesn't bother me respiratory wise.
Me too.
But
just touching.
But it's not just when it's wet. So keep in mind, put your gloves on, put sleeves on. I usually have scrubs on and an apron, but just because, I knew I wasn't going to get messy here. That doesn't just apply to the wet. It applies to when you sand it. So when you sand between coats, those little fine dust particles that fly all over are getting on your hair, on your face, on your arms, on your feet, right? And so that's the problem that you have to be aware of. So I get these arm sleeves, like they're for runners or something. They call them, like, sometimes they're tattoo sleeves. These ones are called Sporty Trail. And I get them on Amazon, like a pack of 5, and I just change them as needed.
And I have the disposable, same thing but disposable. So every time
I have those too. But I notice because they hang down, I get it in
sometimes
my
I
design.
put
like a rubber band or something. Yeah, I don't want to cut off my circulation.
my arms are a little bigger, so they're not that big on me.
Girl!
Yeah.
Oh,
They kind of
goodness.
fit perfect.
Okay, so what we're going to use here. I have in this cup, this is just called teal. Just teal. From Amazon. Made in China. Just a cheap little mica. This is showing you don't have to use anything crazy for this. I'm going to use this is the white base tint from Savage Patriot that allows you to do the base on epoxy floors. So that's what we would put under flake. I wanted to show what it can do. I haven't even tried it myself, so this is fun. And then we're going to use turquoise luster from Just Resin, one of my favorite colors, and Kimmy. I hope I'm saying you're right. It's not Kimmy, but it's Kimmy, right? You think Kimmy? Kimmy Shimmer. Erica, if you're on, you can tell me if I'm saying it right or wrong. Kimmy, if it's you and I'm butchering it, I'm so sorry. So,
I like this color so much.
Turquoise luster is one of my favorites. So what I was thinking to do here was like a white background with an exotic vein down the middle, and then you can do what you do with your paintbrushes too and see what it does.
Yes,
Yeah?
I'm gonna try this one.
All right.
Because I usually do the white and gray design with my brushes.
So this is a whole new
See?
experience for you.
Stacy, understand, Iliana, how will this work when you are doing an art piece, like with swiping?
With swiping? Good question. Let's try it. Yeah? Once I get the colors and things, I'll go grab my magazine papers and we will swipe a little section of it and see what it does. Haven't tried that one yet.
I think will work.
I think it will too,
Yeah.
but it's a good
It's
question.
gonna make a lot of sense.
Cells, yeah, which is what you want with
Yeah.
the swiping. So I'm gonna take a little chunk here.
Should I start mixing? You want a
Sure.
lot, more, less?
More white, so leave enough in the cup for the white because the vein is just gonna be
Just the
down the middle. Yeah, so a little of each one is all we need. We'll need enough white to saturate or cover the board. All right, I'm gonna grab some magazine papers here.
All right, while we're waiting, what is everyone's favorite epoxy countertop color?
Yeah.
The white is very elegant and beautiful. I hope this is the game changer so we can all start doing the whites more and more,
Mhm.
because I push the client so badly not to do it. But
Yep.
for me, it's the most elegant.
Mhm.
Black counter was famous and fashionable, if I can say, till last year.
Mhm.
This year I start seeing more of the creamy colors, creamy kitchen, creamy everything. It's this creamy colors.
Off-white.
Yeah.
Yeah, off-white, creamy. So it's all dependent everything inside the house, not just the counter.
Exactly.
And
Where
usually-
you live too, because like out here,
Yeah.
I do a lot of black, gray, and white. I just did
Yes.
my kitchen. So if you guys saw that big, huge island,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
that was mine.
the last one.
Yep, I redid mine. I know it's a sickness when you have your own business. Like
Yeah,
you look
change
at, you change it, you get bored. You're like, well, I want to try this now. I want to try that now. And
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
I did the black counter in my
A little
house,
more to this.
and I have 3 cats, so it was a little
Did you see a lot of their footprints all over the place?
every day.
Oh,
You
yeah.
washed it in the morning, and at night you can still see it. Their hair, they love to be in my counter. I have no idea why.
How did this look? This
Hi,
looks pretty.
Gregory. Hi, Hall.
I might add a tiny
Hi,
bit more to
Susan.
this,
Hi,
just a
Paul.
little
Welcome.
bit. And then we'll put the
Everyone,
white.
what's your favorite epoxy countertop colors online as well? We want to know what you like.
Yeah, let us know. Are you more into grays, whites, teals, browns? Okay, so this is the base tint. How much to use? I don't know. I'm just gonna plop some in there and mix it up.
Lisa would love a link later for where you buy your sleeves.
Oh yeah, sure.
Amazon.
Yeah, it is on Amazon. And look up Sports Trail. But
They can be
I'll link it
sports.
in
They
there.
can be also disposable. It's up to you, because
Yeah.
and the classes also I have the disposable if somebody wanted, and it's easy for me.
Yeah, I've tried those. I have some.
Yeah,
Not a fan, only because
they're
I'm-
big. They're big.
and I end up getting it in the
And the
epoxy. Yeah, so here, these I wash and they're crusty, you know, they get crusty, but it's okay. I use them until they're, you know, a little bit standing up on their own, and then it's time to switch. That looks pretty good, right?
Yes.
That's
beautiful.
a nice vibrant white. So you want to go ahead and put that out. And we're going to put this everywhere because we're going to do an exotic vein and then let Iliana do some of her
Try to
beautiful
do-
magic. Is that in your way, huh?
I'm not gonna put the whole one.
Let's start spreading that out. Yeah, because we might want to add a little more white into the vein at that point.
Yeah.
Now, I've done an exotic vein with this already, and I applied it the same way with a roller. Now, the first time I did it, and you guys might have seen when I was kind of teasing this, and I did that little video when I was just playing, I waited like I did my normal exotic veins, where I would let it set up for like, you know, I couldn't wait 20 minutes because that's too long for this material. But I did let it set up and then did the vein, and I realized I didn't need to wait. So this will take off a lot of time of like waiting and letting it set up because it's ready to go, you know, before then. And we could, do you want to make a marbled background with it a little bit, Iliana?
Yes. But I need new gloves.
So I'm thinking to use some of the setup
Yeah.
gray. Now what I would do is, for me, I like to use my hands, so I'll just touch
Same
it and
way.
create like a little marble background. You do the
way.
same? Okay.
Same way.
Go for it, girly. It's all you. So she's gonna take a little bit of this, and you can use the roller if you want, whatever you
No,
want,
I usually do it this
with your
way,
hands,
like couple swirls. That's it.
and then just blend it in with your
Just
hand.
blend it, but I blend it in only one direction.
Mm-hmm. So I'll do this side, you do that side.
Yes.
Might
Just
need a-
gently. I don't push the epoxy too much because I still wanted to see the
Mm-hmm.
the
gray,
color,
yeah.
the gray.
Might need a little
Yeah.
more.
Yes, it's a little more.
But look at, with this hybrid coating, look how easy.
Yes, you don't need to do too much.
It just floats in there. Okay, I need to take a little, I want to show you guys. So I'm going to take a little bit on my hand. Okay. Can you guys see up close? You got a close up right here? So you see my hand, right? So I'm just going to take it.
You put little more.
Yeah, I just put a little bit in my hand just to show the
Sorry.
difference.
Can I grab this one?
And do you see it's selling already? So you know those like quartz designs that everyone's like, how do I create? Oh my gosh, I haven't even
there.
touched it. Do you see that right there, you guys? This design right there, I haven't even touched it. I know it's a Rhonda Draculis moment, right? I could just leave it like this, y'all, but I won't. And so that design, that where it has those cells and that, you know, really fine design, it just created that all by itself right there. Well, I guess not all by itself. I helped it along, but close enough. So this literally could be a design. And
That's
look
it,
at how much I
yes.
got. I still have more in my cup.
So actually, we need to do much less.
Much less. Well, we'll see. Yeah, because we got plenty for the veins.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, that was 24 ounces, so almost 5 ounces per square foot. This could have definitely been a good 4 ounce or 3 ouncer, and you're good to go. That could be a finish.
So what I like to use is my ugly brush. I call them. This is the brush that is not flat here. They have like hair.
Like a
So-
chip brush.
Yes. When I finish what I just did it, I go around some of the veining just to put a little more color. I hope I have enough. No, I don't have enough. I go a little bit more, and I just go around. Turn the brush. I can go back to open up, so I have more epoxy product here, and then I just move it here, and then you can go back because I don't want the veining to be all the same everywhere. So
It's
you
all
can
in the
just-
wrist.
Yes.
So you see, you guys watch her wrist when she's doing
So
this.
do it a little here, and then you turn, so you have very little of the color here, and then you go back and you make it wider. And I just
So how do you
go
think this compares to, because typically you've used epoxy, you've never used this.
Yeah.
How is this easier for you to create
I
that
think it's
little vein?
easier. Yes,
Okay.
I think it's easier just because it. I don't know if the
moves.
camera can show it how natural this little
Yeah.
stuff look. Yes, the very little details. This is amazing.
I'm like dying over it. I'm like,
Yes.
oh my God, look at that. Can you see that veining on there? I don't know if you can show on that camera too without it falling over, but it's just these little selling that,
It's open. It's
a-
like little.
yeah.
Yes.
So like all this little veining right here and right here, it's like a quartz countertop.
And also, what I like personally, it's you see, you have very little here.
Uh-huh.
You have one vein, and then you have it more of this side, so
Yeah.
it looks like more like stony stone.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I see bubbles because I've been putting my hands all in it. So we're going to
Very
give it a
little,
little
yeah.
bit, and by the time we're done, I bet you they're gone. But we'll
Gold.
oh yeah.
We did not use the gold.
We got the gold. No, that's for the spray paint. So you're
Yes.
going to use that on your stick.
I wanted to use it a little bit just to see, because usually when I do it in my project, I put the gold in about hour after I finish.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's why my veining stayed very small, very thin.
Okay, so we're only like what, 5 minutes into this
5
piece?
minutes, yes.
See what
Gonna
happens
blend it
with it
for
this
sure.
soon. You want a stick or a paintbrush?
Paintbrush, but I want the cup. I want the, I don't know if you have the plastic one.
A paper or plastic?
Plastic, no, paper.
Paper? Yeah.
If you don't, I can use
No, I
the-
do. I do.
This one.
I'm like, which one does it not eat through? Is it paper or plastic?
Yes. So when you spray the metallic spray, we always use the paper cups, not the plastic one. Yes, thank you. Shake it well. Spray far from your face. Very thin brush. This is not too thin, but it's fine.
You want a different one?
No, it's fine. Yeah, very thin brush. A little bit of the gold. And you just go whatever you want. Oh, it's so thin, by the way.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so fine. And it's not spreading out. You know how
Yes.
when you do spray paint
Yes.
and you stick it in the epoxy, it goes, poof, it like gets
Actually, I
fat?
was thinking it's gonna spray it much more, but it
didn't at all.
actually didn't. Beautiful.
So you don't have to wait.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Corey, I think you have a home run.
You just need more product.
I know, he's got it. It's ready to go.
Beautiful.
It's sitting
Oh,
there
it's so
waiting
beautiful.
to ship right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's try, before we do the exotic vein, we'll try a little swipe in a corner, okay? So let's say we're going to take this over here, because we'll do our vein here, our exotic vein. We'll come pour it through this area, yeah? What do you think? That way? So I'll do the swipe. You know what? Because this is white over here, let's do it over here. So if I were to do my normal swipey method.
Hi, Linda. Welcome.
So we'll do this one. Let's put a little of this. This is the Amazon teal. And this is the Kimi shimmer. All right, and I'm gonna put a little more white in there too. Let's do this here.
You wanna do the paper one?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the swipe.
You put the gold there?
I usually don't if it's, but we can. Is it still some in your cup? I wouldn't want to do it on a stick because it would, it won't hold it. But yeah, let's try
You can
that.
try and see.
Why not? So let's pour some of this gold like right along the edge so we swipe through it. All right, let's take some magazine pieces here.
Very important.
Yes, very expensive tool we have. I keep a huge cup just because you never know. Actually, I want a little bit bigger piece than that, I think. So let's see, here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I'm gonna be able to make beach waves.
Yes.
How can I not? Look at that, I can make beach waves with a magazine.
Right now, without anything else.
No heat gun.
No,
No heat gun. Do you know how long it took me to get beach waves? Erica knows. From Artist Till Death. I called her in tears. Like, I can't do it. It took me so long. Oh my gosh. People.
revolution.
Oh, this makes me so excited. I like don't know what to do first. So when you do a swipe, see, I'm very, very light with my paper. But all of these cells right now are coming through. Okay, I'm gonna use the same paper and just see. I'll do a bigger swipe over here. That gold actually is holding on pretty well
It's
on that
good, yes,
edge.
in this area.
Yeah, I didn't have enough on this side to really make an impact, but I think if I poured a nice line, it might hold it.
You can always put gold in the end.
Yeah. I'm just gonna drag this guy right through there. Oh my goodness gracious. That looks so cool. I mean, all of the veining and the selling,
It's opening.
and it's not even moving.
Yeah.
That's the part that I love, is that it's
You
not,
controlled more.
yeah. I mean, I can stick my stick through here, do whatever I need to like open this up if I want to extend something. If I don't like those little gold parts right there, I don't want it to look like a blob. I'm just going to move it through. Like here, same thing. Take a little of that white and call it go. Bye-bye. Guys, don't be scared of this stuff. Look at that. That's art right there. Done. No torching. Usually I need a torch to get cells.
No yellowing.
No yellowing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's do any, you want to pour the exotic vein? Straight through here?
Yeah, we can do something in between this two. It's fine.
All right, you tell me what you want to do. Have you
I
done an
wanna
exotic
try.
vein like I've done before?
I'm doing it in different. I like to put my gold here,
Okay.
but I need a smaller cup. I don't know if it's gonna work. I hope so.
Well, we'll find out.
Can you tilt if you need to?
Mm-hmm.
If
Absolutely. And I have. Because it's very fluid, it'll move. So yeah, you can. If you want, I can show you. I just don't want to lose the whole pattern over there. How long has it been? It's been, what, like 45 minutes almost?
15. Yes.
55.
It's sticky.
I mean, it's tacking up
Tacking.
over on this other one. I
Yes.
wanted to see if it would move this late, but it's almost ready to wipe drips. So, no staying late for me anymore.
Yeah. We can pour it like this or the stick. It's fine. I just wanted to see if the gold is gonna make something.
Mm-hmm. How it broke up. Can you guys see that on the camera? I know it's hard, but do you see how the gold is like just sitting on top and it just broke up perfectly? There's more white here. You want more white?
Yeah, maybe.
Just so you have
In the
something
middle.
to
I
push
like.
it through.
You know what I like to do? Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you need some gloves, girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Sometimes if your veining it's coming too big and you don't like it, I like to do it like in
To
the
break it
middle.
up.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you can also take some of this color to go out.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what I love doing too.
Yes. But most of my veining, I do it when the product is a little more
Thick.
tacky.
But
yeah.
look at it's not
Beautiful.
going anywhere. This
It
design has
stays.
not moved at all.
Can I try
Gloves.
something else?
You want
do
some
you
gloves?
have the alcohol spray gold?
I think so. Gold like Stone Coat's gold?
Any gold alcohol spray?
I've got
Hi, Brandon. Hi, Maurice. Welcome.
bronze, coffee, gold. Hopefully it works.
Hi, guys.
You know how old these bottles are? They're 5 years old because I never use them.
I use the
And you
gold
can see
pen.
they're so dirty because they just get in here and get dust all over them.
Hey, Christy.
Let's see.
This is so beautiful.
This
way.
bright, that gold? That's real bright
Just
gold.
wanted to see. So what I like to do sometimes is to spray it up and leave it just very little. So over time, this one is blended, and when you watch the designs, I have so many done this way. You only see the gold
Like the flex a little
like a
bit.
flex. You not see the
The
circle.
circles.
No.
I wonder if
If
it'll
I
do that
have
with
to-
this because it doesn't move like
Yes.
epoxy does.
If it have to, we can break.
You just break
That's
it
why
up.
I wanted to try and see if it's
Yeah.
good, because it's amazing effect. I think it's gonna work.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is cool.
Yeah. That's
I'm gonna
work.
do a traditional exotic vein that you guys have seen me do before on this section right in between. So this is gorgeous. I love that.
Yes.
And
So this is just the color with the spray.
right,
Metallic spray.
but that was perfect. Or you can, similar to this and similar to what we did over there, you can take your colors. Okay.
You can use alcohol ink too.
Yeah,
use
do
it
you
in
use a lot of
liquid.
alcohol inks?
A lot, yeah.
You do?
And all my blues, when you see blue colors, that's mean,
All inks?
yeah.
So these are all pastes, everyone. Everyone's like, does it work with the paste? Does it work with the paste? Yes. And you're gonna see when I push these together, right? Not with a swipe. I wanted to show you what it does when it touches each other.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Addie. Welcome.
Let us know if you have any questions, comments, want us to try something. That's the whole cool part about this is what does it do, right? Let us know.
The cells are lovely, but do you recommend spritzing?
With alcohol?
Yes.
So I haven't needed to, but you can. So what I'll show you, I have some clear over here and we can spritz it and you can see what it does. So I'm putting some of this white through here just so it has some interest in the vein. And then I'm gonna use that same sticky roller that we already have, okay? Prime it in the drips over here. And I'm gonna push it just like we did on the other piece, okay? So I'm pushing it
In,
and out,
in and out.
just letting it flow. And I'm gonna come back And move
the
this
cells.
here. And immediately you see the cool selling happening. Wow, I want this to kind of go through there. Now you need enough product, right, for it to do that. You see how it's moving. If you went 2 or 3 ounces a square foot, you know, you may not get that because you need something to make it move and flow. You can take your gold spray paint. Let's say you don't want to put it in a cup. Just put it right on your stick.
And just go.
And just take that and just start running it through.
Amazing. Gold is always
A
make
pop.
it so,
Yeah.
yes. It's beautiful.
Kasharina Bennett says I miss y'all.
What is
Oh, miss you, girl.
So what I love though is it doesn't spread out,
Yes.
right? Like typically with gold or any spray paint that you add to a surface like this, it spreads and it, you know, I want it to be fine and dainty, you know? And we'll do one of little Iliana's little things here where she connects her veins to the next vein. See, I paid attention all those years ago.
Nice.
So there's an exotic vein without having to wait very long, barely having to do anything. It's selling up. Now, I'm going to torch it just so you can see. But remember how I said I see bubbles before?
Yeah, nothing.
Look down. There's like, I don't see anything other than dirt.
Before was here a lot, now it's nothing.
Yeah. And you want to see alcohol, right? That was the other
Yes.
question? All right. So, where should I try the alcohol? You want to see it in the vein, or do you guys want to see it on the,
Like maybe just this area, so you can
Just
have
up
a little
here?
in the vein and a little in this.
Okay, so I don't like spraying alcohol straight on my piece because I can't control how much is going down, okay? So unless you want it to be very fine, I like to kind of put it on my hand and then spritz it, okay? So let's see what it does down here towards the bottom. It does sell, check that out. It is
Beautiful.
breaking that up just great. Let me see what it's doing on the gray. If I do it through the gray, if I do some bigger drips, if it'll break that up. Over here, I do seeing it break up a little bit. It is pushing it. It has been longer sitting on my surface here. So remember how I said it lasts longer in your cup. You see it's still really fluid in
still
my
there,
cup.
yes.
This was fresher, so I think if you want to use alcohol, be quick about it. Put your color down, grab your alcohol, get it on. This has been sitting here for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. And so it's not doing as much with the alcohol. So unlike epoxy, you kind of have that like 30-minute window for it to sell up with your alcohol. Anything too soon, it just disappears. Anything too late, it does nothing. It just kind of bounces, right? So, but this selled up great. Do I think we need it? No.
No.
I think that it sells up enough all by itself.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Is it the white pigment used or the PolyKote that's causing the awesome cells?
Oh, it's the PolyKote.
Yeah.
Because we got cells over there and we didn't have that same white pigment.
Yes.
You know, it is absolutely the PolyKote. And let me tell you, Savage Patriot was so determined to get this recipe right. I tried, like 2 or 3 different versions here as we went along. And at first it was just their flooring top coat. I just wanted to see what it did. And I was like, oh my gosh, look what it does, right? Then we had to work on getting it to last longer, to have a longer working time. Then he came out with another version that I tested and it didn't do this. It didn't sell. It was a 1 to 2. Now, it feels like epoxy. He's still going to be coming out with that. That is one you can layer thicker.
Thicker, okay.
Okay, and it won't crack, it won't break.
Yes.
But it's made different. And I could create really cool designs with it, but it doesn't automatically sell. So if you wanted something thick like that, that's something he'll be coming out with. And guess what? So people have asked me already. I've gotten so many messages about this product, you guys. They say, well, are you going to stop using epoxy? And I was like, to be honest, if I can, I will. I think there's a place for epoxy still. Sometimes darker colors, right? A certain design that you're like, I really need that to hold. So I had told this to Corey at Savage Patriot. I'm like, there still may be a market for that. So guess what? he's coming out with his own
Epoxy.
countertop epoxy. He already has it done. It's not ready to ship yet, so it's a little time still before the bottling and all labels and all that kind of stuff. So it's not available just yet, but it's coming.
Super.
And it's a higher quality resin than any other company out there. He is top notch when it comes to testing. So he has a chemist. I'm like, I want a chemist to create whatever I want.
Yeah.
How cool is that? So he has a chemist that does all this testing for him where he can say, tweak it this way. I want it to do this. No, I don't like that, right? Just to make sure that he loves it and everyone loves it and the workability is easy. So far, a lot of people would think this is only good if you're doing this professionally. But you guys who don't do it professionally behind the cameras, what do you guys think? Easy to do?
Can you torch the top slightly, then hit with alcohol to test?
Yeah, sure. Always in that order. Okay, so we're gonna torch it.
I don't see bubbles, but
I don't
it's
either.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it doing anything.
No.
So I
I don't
torch
see any bubbles here.
and then alcohol here. So let's do it, where do you want, right here maybe? I'll do it
anything.
straight from here, okay? I'm just gonna do a little here. Hard to see because it's white,
Yes.
but it's not doing a whole lot. Again, I think it's been a little while, and so if you want alcohol, you got to be kind of fast with it. But it did it on its own. Like this is what you'd see on a quartz counter right there, like how that breaks up,
Yes.
and that looks like stone to me. So why would you need to use alcohol? To me, less is more. Why would we need to add another component? We're so used to it. We have to kind of retrain our brains with this, where it's like, oh, well, do I need to torch? Do I need a heat gun? Do I need alcohol? I don't need any of that. And I can still create this.
It is beautiful.
And it's beautiful.
I can't stop staring at it.
I know, right? I'm like, I mean, just the design, I didn't have to hardly do anything to this. And this looks like an exotic vein as if I poured it like an exotic pour. And I didn't have to do that. And it took me a few minutes, right? So we're gonna slowly pan back over. I wanna show you guys where we're at with this other piece in terms of the drips, right?
Is it possible to do a sink with this?
You know,
Don't
that's
do
a
the
good question.
design.
You've done pouring sinks, right?
So when I pour the sink, because the epoxy, especially if it's one whole piece, epoxy is going to the drain. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I leave it. The next day, when everything is dry, I just paint the sink with regular paint. Sand it a little
Yeah.
bit paint, and try to connect this part with just acrylic paint, like the veining or something simple. So it's coming like your piece of stone. It's coming from here, design, and it's going to the other side. Not everything goes to
Yeah.
to
I'm
the
guessing
drain.
it would work
Yes.
though. If you
It-
want to do a sink,
yes.
I think it would
I think
work.
it would work.
You know.
But you just need to be cautious, and you need to have a little more work on the second day.
So what I'm doing here, you can see it's pretty thick now, right? So I just wanted to see if I want to pick it up and have the drips come over it, what it would do. And if I torch it a little, just to warm it up, help it flow. Let's say there's a spot that I didn't like, or it needed a little bit of something. I'm able to do that. And it's now an hour. This is sitting here for
Close to
1 hour since we mixed. And I'm able to do that. And everywhere else, wipe my drips and walk away. I don't have to be here for 5 hours waiting for this to finish dripping. All of our design looks exactly like it looked when we walked away. It hasn't fallen off. But the cool thing is, so like I said, it's been a while, right? But if, let's say you still want to do something like, I always want to add something.
Me
I want to
too.
add a vein there, right?
Darker.
I'm going to scoop up a little bit of my drips, and I'm going to
Add a little bit.
add a little bit right
Also
here.
now I think it's time to put your diamond dust if somebody like
Oh
it.
yes, diamond
Just
dust in the
mix a little
veins.
thick
Mhm.
diamond dust and just put it some here and there.
Mhm. Let it be setting up in your
Oh
cup.
yes, I usually do it.
Mhm.
Yes.
So this will allow you to still though add all of these little veins that will hold all the way. Right? And it's not going to move. and it's still fluid enough. It's been in almost an hour and I still have enough working time to get something through it.
Add or remove.
And I see it creating these little dots in my drips, which I love. And so it looks like it's gonna do the same here. I'm gonna torch it just to see. Let me see. Oh yeah.
This live started at 3 p.m.
Yeah, we started at 3 and now we're at 10 after 4 and it's still workable. So, you know, working time is amazing. This is amazing. It does swipe, it does sell. I think I can create beach waves out of it. That'll be my next task. And so far I'm in love with all of it. What other questions do we have before we go to the top coat?
By the way, the sides are very smooth. I don't know if the camera can catch it.
They're very what?
Smooth.
Oh
I
yeah?
don't see any drip sign like here. This one
Other
is
than
just
we're,
around.
yeah, we just
Yes.
added that. So if you add anything late, just torch it a little. But you're right, where it was, I
It's
didn't.
absolutely smooth because
Yeah.
people always ask, and I push the
Right, so
clients
it's
to
not
do
bumpy.
the
The rock edge.
Just
Does, does your top coat have an orange peel texture?
It will have a texture, absolutely. So there's two things to discuss in terms of top coat, okay? So when you're dealing with the top coat, you want a little texture. That's what gives it its scratch resistance. Anything that is totally smooth is just like a flood coat, right? It's going to scratch. So that slight little bit of texture is what's going to help it give it its durability. Now, the difference between this top coat and others, it's pre-cut. That means you don't have to add water to it. I played with it today and I tried to mess it up and I couldn't mess it up. You know, lap lines have been my nemesis, right? I'm sure all of you who have tried other top coats have had your experience with sanding it off and doing it again. And it's very time consuming. And this, I tried to get lap lines. I cross hatched it, which you never do. And I went and not only started, and when I'm done showing you it, we'll turn the cameras and I'll show you these other boards and show you what it looks like. So there is a slight texture. Now, I like a little less texture, right? So what Corey has told me is I can absolutely cut it more with more water. How much water? I don't know yet. I'm gonna play with it. He has more on their way, and I'm gonna work with some of it, the rest of it that I have next week, just to see what I could do to get the texture to feel the way that I want it to feel. Now, when you get it smoother, just know you're giving up some durability there because it's less texture, okay? I'm often willing to give up a little durability, but not a lot. So it'll just be a test. So you'll have to continue to follow us and I'll let you know. So I'm gonna let me take all this off and we'll move down here and go to the top coat.
Can you do a cellophane vein with this because it doesn't run?
A cellophane vein, that's her area.
Yes, I'm gonna play with the product, so I'm gonna let you know later, but what I see, yes.
Once you
can
add
do it.
those veins, will it level out?
Oh yes, oh yes. Because it's still moving, it's self-leveling. I did some other sample boards where I did it late and it was completely flat.
So no more lap lines?
No more lap lines. Seriously, right? I mean, it's literally my nemesis and it's been awful. But I think we have the solution to it. So we're gonna give us a second here and clean this area off, and we have a couple boards to do a top coat. So the top coat is also a hybrid top coat. And if you want to, you could pick up the tripod if you want and move it on down here. This is what it looks like. Don't mind the stickers. I got a demo kit. Everyone else gets the official kit. Corey doesn't love me that much. No, just kidding, Corey.
I need some for tomorrow.
You're like,
Yeah, I need some for tomorrow.
oh my gosh, I don't have extra of that. But the top
Ship it
coat,
overnight.
the top coat is a hybrid also. So it's not like anything else. And here's the cool thing. What he's told me is that this top coat has so many different things in there that it like self-levels and does all of this stuff that most top coats don't do. That's what allows you to overwork it per se. Now, do I recommend overworking it? No, but if you had to, you could, and it would be okay. I'm gonna move all this stuff over because I have cluttered my area here. What happened, Iliana? We're messy, right? We are
You
messy.
should see my studio.
You want in
No,
that
just
in the
kidding.
right hand cabinet? There's baby wipes if you want some
Yes.
baby wipes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is working area. It's not library.
I know it is.
It's not library.
Not a library. No, not a library. We definitely made a mess.
We work, we create.
So this is what it's gonna look like. Everything he has, it comes in these cute jugs. So it's gonna be a little jug, just like this, and a little bottle. This is your B. And I know it looks small, but it's the same 16 ounces as we've seen the other top coats. And it works so good. It's still a 2-to-1 that you're used to using if you've used a top coat. I'm just gonna slide all this stuff to give us a little bit of room so I don't get all my stuff on there. Okay, so we're gonna do this board. Okay, so we have a wet roll, we have a dry roll. All right, we're gonna do a 1-to-1. This is a really old sample board that I did for flooring. This is one that was just done yesterday. So I'm gonna do both of these so that way you see how easy it is to roll it out. And I'm gonna overwork it on purpose so that way you can see what it does. Now, how does it feel after? I don't know. I just got the material yesterday. It looks really great, and I'll show you the other sample boards when we're done here. But just the headache of not having to worry. So I'll tell you the story. When I started the sample board this morning, I thought I'm just gonna do one. I'm gonna split it in half and do gloss on one side and matte on the other and just see how it goes, right? Well, I still had more material in my cup, so I thought, why not give it a shot? And I went and grabbed 2 more boards that were, shoved away, sanded them, cleaned them, still material setting up in my cup, had all that time, put my rollers, taped them off. Normally you'd never do that, right?
No.
Like top coat, you're done, time
Yes.
frame's up. I had time to come and roll it. Then I called Corey and I was like, here, check it out. And I said, hey, you want me to try to roll it again? It had been like 30 minutes. And he's like, go for it. And I rolled it again, and it's still, I tried to make lap lines. He goes, go both ways. I'm like, okay, try to mess it up. Couldn't do it. So I'm pretty impressed. All right, so it's a 2-to-1. This is part A. I'm gonna do 2 ounces.
Heat resistance is 400 or 475 with the top coat.
That's right. I did see Corey's videos. There will be more professional ones coming out. I'll be doing my own durability tests and videos as well. But he dropped hammers on it, scratched as hard as he could, with tools and keys. There was nothing to it. Now here's the cool thing, you guys. This is UV resistant as well. It will not yellow. So just like your coating, this will not yellow. And he put his coating, this all together under a high-powered UV light. Half the board was epoxy, half the board was his PolyKote, and left it under there for 5 days just to see what it would do. Took it out. The epoxy side is completely yellow, and the other side looks brand new. That's all I needed to see right there. So I'm doing my 1 ounce here.
Can I mix?
Absolutely. You don't even need 2 minutes. Just
Yes.
about 30 seconds-ish. But this doesn't set up. Usually when I'm doing other top coats, I'm hurrying because I'm like, oh my gosh. Now show them the consistency. It's very thin. So you don't have to worry about cutting it.
Yes.
Though what I may do right now is I'll use a little on here, and then I'm gonna grab the distilled water and cut the rest of it.
Okay. So
Just
see
a
the
little, and we'll
difference.
do it on here.
Yes.
So let me grab that cup real quick.
Can this product be applied over epoxy?
Yes, that's what we're applying it over right now.
This is the epoxy. She did it.
Yep.
This one you did it yesterday.
Yeah.
This one was a long time ago.
Yep, these are both epoxy. But yes, it can be applied over everything. Not to mention this top coat, a slightly different version, just a slight different version is available for floors. So if you're doing epoxy floors, you can do that as well. So he's gonna be getting me his flooring one so I can put it over my metallic floors. So I'm gonna cut this, what do I want? I don't know if a 1/2 ounce is too much. It probably is.
Yes.
But I'm just gonna drip it like,
Hi, Brian.
kind
Hi
of
from
like
California.
a 1/4 ounce maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
What is the coverage on one kit compared to UTC?
Exactly the same. About 50 square feet. There was a lid here. I don't know where it went. Okay, are we ready? So normally put this in a roller pan, but you know, for live purposes,
With a glass.
we're just gonna drizzle a little bit on here.
What about sanding? Do you have to sand it before applying the top coat?
Yes, you're gonna still want to sand it with 220 or 320, whatever you prefer.
400.
400, yeah. I mean, you just have to make sure that your surface does have that mechanical bond. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more there,
I like it from now.
right?
Yes.
You're just like, we're done. And cut. I probably need even a little bit more, but maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah.
So
looks good.
this is the matte, which in all honesty is a little more satin than matte because he's gonna make it a little easier. There's all these scientific things that you have to know about. I'm not even using a dry roller, guys. Check this out.
Oh, and I was holding it, waiting to
I
do
know,
it.
here you can use. Ready? So check this out. I want you guys to see this up close. All right. No lap lines. Okay, and now I've already rolled it. How many times you're like, oh, I want to roll that again? That's a big, big no-no, right? Oh, well, not this time. I'm gonna roll it. Let's roll it this way too. Let's just do it. I see nothing. No lines.
Not extra material.
No, dude, that looks amazing. Doesn't that look amazing?
From now. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we don't even need this roller. Let's just use
Yes.
this one. Why waste it? Let's add this water. This is like, okay, it's like maybe a half an ounce. No, it's more like a quarter of an ounce. So we're gonna cut this. Let's mix that up and make it even thinner from that 3 ounces. And just see if it lays down even flatter than this one. Now, looking at the texture, I don't see any texture on this because I rolled the texture away. This one, let's not over roll it.
Just to see the difference.
Just to see what texture does it look like if you just roll it one time.
Just feel.
Yeah.
Will this prevent the epoxy from yellowing?
No. Epoxy, all epoxy will amber over time. Yes, this will maybe prolong it a little bit, but it's like a sunscreen. You ever put sunscreen on your arm and then drive with your windows down? You can still get a sunburn. The sunscreen is helping, but you can still burn underneath. So the epoxy underneath your top coat is still ambering, even if your top coat isn't, okay? So no, unfortunately your epoxy is still going to yellow. So you want to use PolyKote instead to avoid yellowing altogether.
Yeah.
So here we see the bubbles, yeah? There's bubbles in there because I just rolled it out. Now I think I'm gonna just do my back roll just like this, and then I'm gonna dry roll it. Let's dry roll it like we normally would.
I can hold that on.
Thank you, ma'am. So normally I would just do one roll, right? Typically in the same direction. I usually use 9-inch rollers, but for this small board. So I'm going to not touch it after that. I want to see what happens with that texture now that I added that extra water. I'm already loving it personally. Come take a look at Iliana. Like, do you see any lap lines?
No.
I don't see anything. Nothing.
Can you
We
use...
can get the cameras after Sorno.
Yeah.
We can make it closer.
Yeah, and I'm going to
for
show you the
everyone
other
to see
boards
that
too.
it's-
What was the question?
Can you use the Montana sprays with the PolyKote?
I don't see why not. It would work just like anything else. It's going to cure right into it. So I would think so.
Which Montana?
The marble spray.
Oh, marble spray, guys.
Yeah.
Advice: don't use it when epoxy is wet or product is
It
wet.
spreads out.
Don't use it.
Yeah.
Let it dry or almost dry, and then use it. That's one of my
Big secrets.
yes.
I'm like, I want
Big
to
secret, and I use them a lot. I use them all the time. Every single project of mine
No,
has
don't
it.
do it. I'm like, I want to over roll it on purpose, but I'm like, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. Just leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Walk away. Okay, I'm gonna turn the cameras and show
Yes.
you these other boards that were top coated earlier today. All right, so I'll turn this one here. Whoops, we're getting tangled. All right. So now I can't touch them because they're still sticky. These were done this morning. This was, I'm gonna take it out of the camera, out of the tripod here real quick, guys, hold on. You got that? All right. So I'm coming down low so you can see the light. That's the texture of me. I over rolled this like beyond belief, okay? It was so easy to work with. I had so much time. I literally could have gone outside and had a snack and come back and finish it. This one, I did not over roll. I rolled it one time and I walked away. Okay, I did not cut it extra with water. And, oh, you testing? There we go. So you can see that's the texture of it just as it comes out. And then this board over here, I'm gonna walk you over. This was a comparison between the gloss and the matte. And he's actually gonna get the matte more matte. I rolled this extra as well. So you can see it's very minimal texture, but you can still see it, of course, and probably feel it. I won't know till it completely dries. So this takes a little longer to dry, guys, than what you're used to. About 24 hours before you want to handle it. And even then, you kind of want to be careful with it. But it's going to give you the durability you need. And I don't mind waiting a little extra time for it to dry if I don't have to worry about ever sanding this stuff off, right? So let's see. I'm going to try to answer some of these questions. Iliana's been playing over here. You want to hold this one? Or try to get it back in there? Or you can maybe take it off the tripods if you want. That's magnetic. You pull it right off.
Yeah, I can see the difference
Get some
now.
close
I don't know
ups
if
of
you
everything.
can see the difference in the two textures. The one with the water and one without.
Yeah. So this one has been over rolled, right? And so the
Yes.
texture is very tiny,
Yeah.
but no lap lines whatsoever. This one is more wet looking. But you can see it's gonna flatten out really nice. So I may prefer the extra water. I'll keep you posted. And if you guys wanna come walk around this side, you can. The
Because
lighting
it's-
is sometimes different
Yes.
on this side of the table. So feel free to come around. And I saw some questions there as well. I think on this stream, there might've been some questions. Oh, look at that.
Do you normally need a dry roller, and what type of roller? Microfiber, nap, sponge roller?
So we use these nap rollers. So this is a 4-inch, but it's the same for our 9-inch and our 6-inch. So it's a 1/4-inch nap roller. And yes, I use a wet and a dry roller. Though on one of those boards, I just used the same one. Like even here, you saw I didn't even use a dry roller because the roller was not that saturated. By the time it got here, it was more saturated, and I needed that dry roller to help push that around and smooth it out. I'd recommend wet and dry. Just make it a habit. Come check out the Montana marble. Iliana came and sprayed it over here.
I just sprayed very little.
It
So
worked
you
good.
can still, except this area, you see these little dots. This is because I packed the product is still too wet. You see these little dots. I usually like not to see them.
So you want to?
So you see, you can see how they start like.
If you come
bubbling?
on this side,
Yes.
maybe, I'm sure she's
That's why I
charged
don't
up
like
enough.
to use it right away.
So if you come on this side, you can see in the light. But Iliana, they're going away.
Yes, this is the
They're settling in. But I think it is better to wait.
It's better to wait.
Yeah.
And
But
it's
so
already been an hour and 15 minutes on
Yeah.
this one. I usually wait like 2 hours
right,
or the next day.
right. But it is settling down, so
Yes.
it's not terrible. But I would wait too, just
Yes.
to make sure that you know it's gonna stay where you want it. Here's the cool thing: if you wait till the next day, you don't like it, you can actually wipe it off.
Yes, with paint removal.
Yeah. So you're not stuck here if you don't like it. Too bad. You know.
This one has some questions.
Yes.
Check this out, by the way. See this bucket, you guys?
It's still watery.
Look at that. You see how fluid it is?
So how hard is it to rework it after the top coat has cured, and what's the process?
To sand it off, you mean? Is that your question? Can you clarify if that's your question? So far, I haven't, this is my first time working with it, so I can't tell you how hard. I'm gonna guess it's just as hard as any other top coat to take off. But if you guys want, I can come and re-roll this board. How long has it been? At least 10 minutes since
Yes.
we rolled this board? Let's do it, right?
Are there sample bottles to buy?
There are not sample bottles to buy, but guys,
They're not that
if you
big.
missed it earlier, there is a promo. 10% off all your purchase through Monday at 11:30, okay? Go to savagepatriotpolymers.com, okay? Corey put the link in the chat, savagepatriotpolymers.com, and put in promo code live promo 10 and you'll get 10% off. So no, there's not a sample board to try or a sample product to try, but at least you can get 10% off. That's a pretty good start. Here, we already redid this one, right? So I'm not gonna re-roll this one, but let's, after this, anyone who's used Topcoat knows, you don't go back this long, right? Let's do it anyway. I'm gonna push kind of hard, okay?
What is the open time and how long before it's no longer tacky?
I would say it's about 24 hours. You can touch it the next day, but
Don't use it.
you know, I would just to be safe, I would wait. But you see, I just rolled it pretty hard, and I don't know if you can see, but there's not a single line on that board. There's nothing. And this was with an already used roller at that. So it already had product on it from the dry roll over here. And it completely lays flat. I see nothing.
Where are y'all located?
We are in Southern California in Palm Desert.
It's so sunny and beautiful here.
It has been, and then you come and bring the rain, huh?
No, we bring it from LA.
And you can see the difference in this texture as it's drying. So you can see that it's wetter. I added water. I cut it. He didn't tell me to. I just want to see because I like to play. And I think it's going to lay down a little flatter in terms of the texture. But I guess we'll wait and find out. I will post updates after I play with it more on a bunch of the top coats. What other questions can I answer? Are there more on there?
Yes. How orange peel looking is the glass top coat?
Yeah, so you can see that right here. You know, there is texture, absolutely. I think you're gonna see less of it on the matte than you will with the gloss. But there's texture, guys. You're not gonna get a perfectly glass top coat and still have durability. So you kind of have to decide what is more important to you.
What will you be able to do with their epoxy that you can't with the poly?
Oh, good question. Okay, so go that way, yeah. Epoxy, well, God, at this point, I'm not sure there's anything I can't do with the PolyKote. Right now, I've been able to create so many things with this that I don't know if epoxy is going to be needed, to be honest with you. But in case I want to do an exotic pour, okay, that's my true exotic pour, and I need an epoxy that's for a darker color, I would use their epoxy for that. But I'm going to try to really not use epoxy because I don't want to have to fight with the yellowing. I want to make sure that whatever I install in my own house or in my customers' houses, you know, stays this bright, vibrant color. And it's not just about the white. So even if you don't like a lot of white, if I have boards in there and I can show you our bathroom, it's all teals because you guys know my favorite color. And the bathroom does not look bright and teal anymore. It's more yellowy, green, right? Because the yellow on top of the blue makes green.
And the clear also.
The clear. So the flood coats, because there's no additives in there to help it, that's causing it to amber, and you can see right through that. So I know that for me, even if I use their epoxy, the Savage Patriot epoxy that will be coming out for countertops, I will still use the PolyKote as a flood coat because I know that's not going to yellow.
How long before I can sit a small microwave on it?
A small microwave. Well, as long as you do the top coat. So I guess that would be your question. Are you going to do top coat or not? If you're just talking poly, right, it's typically a 7-day cure for most products. 30 days for like full cure. But if you're going to do the top coat, I would give it 3 days before you install the countertops and put anything on there. That's how long I'm going to wait.
Iliana, it's finally dry and the sun is out here in Chicago.
Oh, figures.
Yeah. I'll see you in 1 week, guys.
What other
Yeah.
questions might you have?
How long have you used these products, Staci?
So I think Corey, tell me, I think it's been like 2 months that we've been kind of playing with it. He's been working on it far longer, but he wanted to get it just right before he gave it to me to play with. So I've been for the last couple months. Keep in mind, I've been using his flooring products for the last 2 years. So it wasn't anything different for me. It was like, oh, we have one more thing to try. I love his flooring products for all of our flake jobs. He's sending me some of his metallic epoxy for my pretty metallic floors. So my goal is to work with a company, guys, that believes in the chemistry and doesn't want to give you anything that's subpar. It's not about making money for him. The price point is right in line with what I've been paying, already, and the quality is there. I want to make sure I'm installing the best products for my customers, not the cheapest, but the best that I can stand behind. And I'll tell you what, there isn't a better company out there that will answer your questions all the time. You're getting the owners of the company answering your questions. When you call, they answer. They'll respond to the email. And for the last, Corey was actually the one who taught Travis and I how to do floors. We flew up there. They did a full training. We were there for like 4 days or 5 days. And I call him all the time. I'm sure his wife loves me to death, right, Rylan? But I call him all the time. Hey, Corey, what about this? Hey, Corey, what about that? I don't know another company that'll do that for you, that gives you that kind of support.
Maybe SiVita.
Oh, yes, and Artisan. But I don't sell anything, but it's, so for me, I always give back because, I think that teaching is important. So,
Yes. Agree.
yeah, and that's why we do classes and you teach people. And
Because I work 5 years. That's when I start 5 years ago.
yeah, me too.
I'm doing epoxy every day.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you only see the good ones. The trials.
You mean
can
there's
see-
been bad ones?
I don't know. Not mine.
Me either. I've never cried or thrown one away.
I do
Ever.
lately more testing. I called SiVita Laboratory now, not SiVita Art, because I'm doing testing. I'm trying so many different ways and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. Even the lady in my last class, she says, "You totally mess up my mind of what I know and what you told me to
Yeah.
do." I was like, "Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to try different stuff."
And that's what this board is, right?
Yes.
It's a collaboration
Yes.
of, can we do this? Can we
Yes.
do that? What happens
Yes.
when? And like trying the alcohol. Really, you
Yes.
need to test it.
Yes.
When you buy this stuff, you guys, you just have to get some boards and try it out and see how it works, because it works a little different, but you see how easy it was. So much easier than epoxy. Then I'm impressed at the ease of it, and I think that you guys will really love it.
Will you be doing more videos together?
Well,
why not?
Iliana has to leave today. She's going back to LA to teach her class, but
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. But she came out last time a couple years ago. I'm sure she'll
Yes.
come out again, and
Okay.
we can definitely do maybe some YouTube collaborations where we're both on the
Yeah.
camera at the same
My
time.
kids are older now, so I don't need
You can
to
travel.
babysit.
Yes, come on out, girl. Come when it's nice. You can lay
Yeah.
out by the pool.
Yes.
When will the top coat be available, and is it 5 ounces as well?
The top coat, the quantity that you use. Okay, so it's not 5 ounces. It's a 16-ounce kit that you get for the top coat. I believe it sold out so fast. He's in the process of getting more bottles. Corey, chime in if they can pre-order. I think you can, but he's gonna have to chime in. So hopefully he's watching still, and we'll let you know if you can pre-order the top coat. He posted it like 3 days ago or something, sometime last week, and it sold out so fast he couldn't even get me my product. So that's why I have the funny little stickers, because he ran out so quickly. So yeah, pretty soon, if not right now, it'll be available. And how much do you use? So my calculation, how I've always done it, is 0.375, and I times that by the number of square feet. And that tells me how many ounces I'm gonna need. If it's in between, since the 2 to 1, right? So quantities of 3, I'll round up to the next number.
Yeah.
If you're using a 9-inch roller, round up to the next number after that. Okay, because your 9-inch roller is gonna suck up a lot of your product.
So the PolyKote is available. SP Elite Topcoat is pre-order and will be shipping soon in a 24-ounce kit, 2-to-1 ratio. Pre-order is available for that though.
Oh, 24-ounce kit.
Very
Look
nice.
at that. Okay, so I'm mistaken. Thank you, Corey. So pre-order is available. Use your promo code. It's live promo 10. Live promo 10. That'll give you 10% off of your entire order. You guys, this will go fast. He was amazed at how fast everything was selling with barely any notice on Facebook or on Instagram. So definitely get your orders in so that way he can get it shipped. I'll tell you that when I place an order, it's usually shipped out that same day, if not the next day. And it's really reliable. So, you know, get it, use it, have fun with it. And I'll be doing more videos myself, so I'll post those like I normally do.
So if this product works for countertops, why is there another line for countertops coming out? A little confused, or did I misunderstand?
Yeah, so some people will still have their own comfortability, right? So some people say, I really like epoxy, I want to use epoxy. So he's going to make sure you have an option for that. So some people are going to like the PolyKote. I'm going to use the PolyKote. But if I really wanted a true exotic pour, I can't do that with this product, right? I would have to do that with an epoxy. I wouldn't do it with any light colors or white. But there might be applications where it's a, you know, solid black counter and you want to do that. The price point for me, I'd rather just use this. I need a lot less material than I do for epoxy. There's no bubbles, but he wants to have it available because some people are just comfortable with what they're comfortable with. And that way you have a nice solid option that's made of high quality materials.
Stacy, when are you coming out to Chicago?
Oh, I don't know.
Turn the
Maybe
table.
soon. Okay, maybe not in winter.
Only in the summer.
Summer's coming.
Only in the summer.
Summer's coming. So yeah, we're taking our first family vacation this year to Alaska on a cruise. Yeah, we haven't taken a family vacation.
Yeah, because
ever.
you live in California. Of course, you're gonna go to Alaska.
Right. Yes.
In Chicago, we go California,
Right.
Hawaii.
We want to
That's
go
it.
cooler. It's 110
Yes.
here in summer, 120.
Yeah.
So maybe next summer we'll plan a little getaway to Chicago.
Good.
I've been there before. I liked it.
It's good, and the summer is beautiful.
Yeah?
Amazing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, what is the discount code once again?
Live promo 10. All one word, live promo 10. Any others? Are we pretty good?
It's pretty good.
I think we've wrapped it up. So you guys, we're super excited. Thank you guys so much for joining the live. I know that it was a little bit of a rush as poor
And
Iliana.
it's Friday.
It's Friday, it's late. You guys want to go and have your dinner. We're gonna probably go out and have some sushi
Oh,
or
yeah, for
something
sure.
fun. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, sounds good.
that part
Yeah.
is not gonna be live.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, guys.
The cool thing is that you know, we're done. We can wipe our drips and we can go. We don't have to worry about waiting 5 hours. So we appreciate you guys coming on here. If you have more questions, feel free to continue to comment on this thread. I'll continue to check it. Corey will continue to check it both on YouTube and on Facebook. You can also send us a private message or go to Savage Patriot Polymers on their website. You can send them an email through their contact page or go to Facebook and contact them there. And Corey or one of his amazing teammates will absolutely get back to you with answering questions. I'm always happy to help. You know that I've already answered a ton of questions before today. And
Stacy is amazing. I also want to say thank you so much for her
oh, thank you.
first. And then for my beautiful team today, Victoria,
Yes.
Veronica, and Ethan,
Yes.
for helping.
Thank you, moderators, coming in
Thank you.
clutch right there with an extra phone. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. So we appreciate it, and we'll be seeing you soon. I'll post the rest of the updates as we get them.
And see you in classes too.
All
Don't
right.
forget.
Yes. Have a good
A
night.
lot to learn. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Now hit save on the Facebook one. So let's see.